Hello, everybody. Um, I am going to today talk about the working to strengthen the social awareness, domain of emotional intelligence. As already mentioned in my last 5-6 videos, that emotional intelligence has got four important domains, as mentioned by Daniel Goleman, and that is emotional self-awareness, emotional self-management, emotional social awareness, emotional relationship management. I have already covered emotional social awareness, emotional self-management in the previous two videos. In this video, I am going to cover about social awareness domain, and in the next one, the relationship management domain of emotional intelligence. Now, in this social awareness is a very important thing because we fail to understand what is the composition, what is the mix of the society, of the social groups. In one of my videos of the emotional maturity, the and explaining the self awareness of domain, I've talked about the action response, adjustment reaction cycle, and also indicated the process of the development of the positive or the negative mindsets. Now, when we say positive and negative mindset, when the action response process is there, the detailed process can be for that the reference can be made to the earlier video. Then two things are concurrently happening. One is the acceptance of whatever a person is saying, other is the rejection. Action is roughly more than 80% and rejection around 20%. Just a rough figure, not very sacrosanct that yes, it is 80, it is 20, not like that. Now, what is accepted by others develops the positive mindsets, and what is rejected develops the negative mindset. Action response was explained like action response adjustment reaction cycle. So it was broken down into four: one action response, the second action response adjustment, third action response adjustment reaction, and the fourth action reaction. So if we jump from here to the action reaction one, then again, what is accepted? Acceptance is only 20% because 80% of the time is lost in the reactions, and the rejection is close to 80%. So positive mindset is developed in acceptance, that is 20%, and negative mindset when the rejection is 80%. Now, what is important here to understand is that this is the mix of the social groups, be that the people in the organization, be that the people in the society, wherever they could be. See, people with 80% positive mindset and 20% negative mindset, this is one mix of people. 20 people with 20% positive mindset and 80% negative mindset is one set of people. Now, there is nobody who is 100% positive and nobody who is 100% negative. There will be always a mix of both positive and negative mindset. And yes, it is important also. But negative mindset, it affects adversely, and uh, and it acts as a block in the development, in getting results, getting impacts from the decisions. So it should be avoided and sparingly used, or not at all used, or that also used in a positive way. How? I will come to that later. Let us understand the social mix. 100% positive, nobody is there, कोई भी नहीं है, और अगर कोई है तो वो है देव. 100% नेगेटिव, कोई भी नहीं है, और अगर है तो वो है दानव. देव और दानव के बीच में है मानव. कौन सा मानव है? या तो 80% पॉजिटिव और 20% नेगेटिव माइंडसेट का मानो है, और या फिर 20% पॉजिटिव और 80% नेगेटिव माइंडसेट का मानो है। इसी दो एक्सट्रीम्स के बीच में, इसी दो एक्सट्रीम्स के बीच में हम सभी मानो, all human beings are situated. Somebody is here close to the positive side, somebody is here close to the negative side. Now in a social group we must be aware that yes, we have all the kinds of people, be that an organization, be that the family, be that the immediate vicinity in the society, be that the marketplace, be that the religious place, be that any place. So how to become aware of this is very important. Why it is important? Because everywhere you will have encounters. Encounters of what kind? Encounters of the different kinds of social of people, because social awareness is related to the awareness of what the others are like, what are the others emotions like, and how to manage the emotions of the others. How to manage the emotions of others. For example, there is a situation, it could be the organizational situation, it could be the association, in the family, in the society, wherever, that yes, 10% of the people with 80% positive mindset and around 20% negative mindset. Organizations are striving to select the best people. Selecting the best people, not only the domain knowledge that they are having, but also the attitude, the values, the mindset. And people, organization recruiters, they always will aim at having people with greater positive mindset, not greater negative mindset. However, it is very difficult to judge that what is the person from inside, because the person only knows. So there could be a situation, 10% of the people with this mindset and around 70-80% of the people with a mindset that is only 20% positive and 80% negative. This combination can be through a process of migration also, that some people from this could migrate to this, people with low emotional intelligence could migrate to this, and people from this with high emotional intelligence could migrate to this. Now migrating to this will again give a new kind of a mixture in the social group, in the social organization, in the organization, which is also a social entity. And the encounter with this may result in a situation where a strong confrontation could be observed. Where a strong confrontation could be in a situation like this, where there are people with less people with positive and more people with negative, less people with positive mindset and less people with positive mindset, less people with negative and more people with negative mindset. In this kind of a situation, when the encounters are there, then lot of confrontation, heated exchange, aggressiveness, violence, many things could be observed. Now, confrontation to a certain extent is, yes, it is positive, because we need to confront to get the results and to convey things. Heated exchange, can convert positive confrontations added up with some negative charges, negative emotional charges, and that takes the form of aggressiveness, slight negative emotional charges, to high negative emotional charges, and then to an extreme negative emotional charges. Now, managing, as long as this is going on, yes, it is possible to manage and to regard people and others and come out with this. But this requires high degree of listening. First of all, we must understand when the other person, when the other group, when the other people are shouting, yelling, threatening, abusing, then yes, it is for sure that their positive mindset is low, negative mindset is high. Now, how is this positive mindset high? How is this negative side mindset high? It is a thing which is a detailed process of development, process of human development, and in the normal environment, the people are becoming large and large people with negative mindset, more people with more negative mindset, and less people with less positive mindset. Now, why is this? See, any positive act, any positive act, it gives an immediate setback. Tomorrow it will be rewarded. Who has seen tomorrow? Any negative act, it gets an immediate benefit. Indulge in a little bit of corruption, there is an immediate benefit. Is a negative act. Is a negative act. And that a person only with low positive mindset and high negative mindset will be able to do. Definitely, a person with high positive mindset and low negative mindset will not be able to do, because his inner conscience will not allow. Inner conscience will not allow. When the inner conscience will not allow, then something like these will not happen. And along with this, if this particular person has got high emotional intelligence level, then he would understand that yes, I am talking to this. Whom am I talking to? Whom am I communicating with? Is important to understand, to manage things and build relationships, because the direct understanding of the process of this social awareness, whether in the organization context or in the family context or in the society context, is to manage people, manage social pressures, manage social outbursts, because it creates a vitiating situation. So once we have an understanding, so knowing self is, yes, I must know that yes, I am this. Supposing I am this, or by default, even though I try to be this, by default I move on to this. By default, at a particular point of time, my human conscious self-assertion, self-control goes down, it breaks down, and even though I want to be here, I am not able to be here, I straight away move out here. This is a situation that the person does not have a positive mindset. Sorry, the person has a positive mindset, he does not have a higher negative mindset, but by virtue of default, he moves out to this. Who moves out to this? A person with low emotional intelligence. A person with low emotional intelligence has moved out to this. Then this person, he must be aware, and that is where the role of the self-awareness becomes important. How aware the person is about himself or herself. Once he knows that yes, his emotional intelligence level is low, then he must also know that yes, there are equally good chances of his moving out from here to this block, from this block to this block. Once he moves from this block to that block, then yes, the story is over. He cannot easily come back. But once he has started making a journey toward this, and he has come to this, and then from this, if he is operating, then from here it will shift to the heater exchange. at any point of time he must realize that yes, this kind of thing has happened, and once this kind of a thing has happened, he must take stock of it and and come back to a situation from this block to this block. This will happen through the process of listening to the other. This will happen through the process of being observant and introspective, that where am I wrong, why are they not able to, why are they not listening to. So identifying and diagnosing the right place, right state of mind at that particular point of time when the things are being managed or there's need to be controlled, and of the other one, and then become aware of this whole thing, this whole process, and then manage the social awareness of the people in the other groups in a better way, then the relationship management will occur. The next domain, the last domain, the emotional relationship management domain of emotional intelligence, how to strengthen, will be in the next video. Thank you.